Chicken Encyclopedia, page 72. Controlled lighting for cocks. Early in the year, when days are short, semen production may be stimulated and fertility improved by increasing a cock's exposure to light. Furnish at least 14 hours of light. Artificial light and daylight combined starting 4 to 6 weeks prior to the collection of eggs for hatching. The controlled lighting setup for cocks is the same as for laying hens. Controlled lighting for hens. In the natural course of events, pullets hatch in spring and as daylight hours are increasing, and mature during summer and autumn as daylight hours decrease, often laying through the winter of the first year. The following spring, as day length again begins to increase, they start a new reproductive cycle. As hens, they continue to lay until either the number of light hours per day or the degree of light intensity signals the end of the reproductive cycle. Most hens therefore stop laying during the shorter days of winter. Using lights to compensate for decreasing amounts of natural daylight tricks them into thinking the season remains right for reproduction. Start augmenting natural light when day lengths approach 15 hours, which in most parts of the United States occurs in September. Continue the lighting program throughout the winter and into spring until natural daylight is back up to 15 hours per day. One 60-watt incandescent bulb or a 15-watt compact fluorescent 7 feet 0.2 m above the floor provides enough light for about 200 square feet, 18.5 square meters of living space. Place the bulb in the center of the area to be lighted, preferably over feeders and away from nesting area. If your shelter is so large you need more than one fixture, the distance between them should be no more than 1.5 times their height above the birds. Arrange multiple fixtures to minimize shadows, except over the nesting area, which should remain darkened. Leaving lights on all the time is not only wasteful, but encourages hens to spend too much time indoors during the day. It also does not give them the daily 6 to 8 hours of restful darkness they need to maintain good immunity. On the other hand, if the lights go off for one entire day, your hens may go into a molt and stop laying. Install multiple lights in case one burns out, using a timer to ensure the hens won't be left in the dark. Set the timer to turn lights on for a few hours at the same time every morning and again for a few hours in the evening to bracket the changing daylight hours and simulate a constant 15-hour day. Controlled lighting for pullets. During their first year, pullets may lay throughout the winter without the benefit of controlled lighting. However, controlled lighting may be needed to delay maturity. Under normal circumstances, pullets reach maturity during the season of decreasing day length. If you raise pullets between August and March, the increasing day length that normally triggers reproduction will speed up their maturity, the more so as they approach laying age. Pullets that start laying before their bodies are ready will lay smaller eggs and fewer of them, and are more likely to suffer reproductive issues such as prolapse. Page 73. Pullets should be raised in either constant 8 to 10 hour days or in decreasing light. Consult an almanac to determine how long the sun will be up on days occurring 24 weeks from the date the pullets hatch. Add 6 hours to the day length, and start your pullet chicks under that amount of light, daylight and electric combined. Reduce the total lighting by 15 minutes each week, bringing your pullets to a 14-hour day by the time they start laying. When they reach 24 weeks of age, add 30 minutes per week for 2 weeks to increase total day length to 15 hours. Since spring is the natural season for chicks to hatch, pullets hatched from April through July and raised in natural light will mature at the normal rate, making them less likely to experience reproductive issues. Controlled molt. See forced molt. Coop. See chicken coop, show coop. Cooperative extension system. A nationwide non-credit educational network funded by the National Institute of Food and Agriculture. Each state and territory of the United States has an extension office as its land-grant university, along with a network of local or regional offices, typically at the country level. The offices are staffed by extension agents who provide useful, practical, and research-based information related to a variety of rural subjects, including raising chickens. Extension also sponsors the Youth Development Program 4-H and its many activities for young people interested in keeping chickens. Coop tag. A card attached to each cage at a chicken show bearing information that identifies the bird assigned to that coop and the bird's owner. The card is used by the show judge to note the bird's placement in relation to others in its class. A thoughtful judge may comment on the bird's outstanding good or bad features. Not all coop tags are alike, as they are available variously from the American Bantam Association, the American Poultry Association, and feed manufacturers. Some poultry clubs even design and print their own. Cooping in. Bringing exhibition chickens into a showroom at the appointed time, placing them in their assigned show coops, and making sure they have adequate bedding, water, and feed. Show birds are organized according to classification and age. All the birds to be judged against one another are displayed in adjacent coops along one aisle or in adjoining aisles if the class is large. Cooping out. Removing exhibition chickens from the showroom after all prizes have been awarded and the show is over. Some shows have strong rules against the practice of cooping out early, such as losing eligibility to enter the next show. Having a bird disqualified is not sufficient reason for early coop out. Neither is selling a bird to someone who's eager to take it home. A legitimate reason for cooping out early is to remove an ill or injured bird from the showroom. And then here's a picture of a coop tag. It says variety on the top. It says breed underneath. It says entry number next to band number. And then you have a bunch of check boxes for cock, hen, cockerel, pullet, young trio, old trio, and then judges section.